Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called The Upside. A recently paroled ex convict, Dell, strikes up an unusual and unlikely friendship with a quadriplegic billionaire, Philip Lacoste, in this funny and warm hearted buddy comedy. From worlds apart, Dell and Philip form an unlikely bond, bridging their differences and gaining invaluable wisdom in the process, giving each man a renewed sense of passion for all of life's possibilities. Inspired by a true story, this heartfelt comedy also stars Asia Naomi King, Juliana Margulies, and Nicole Kidman. This is a 2019 film. It's rated PG 13. It runs a little over 2 hours, 2 hours, 5 minutes or so. And it does star Kevin Hart, Pete Hammond, and the ladies, Asia, Juliana, and Nicole Kidman. The Upside. Well, I just watched this last night. I know it was in theaters. I was a little turned off by Kevin Hart having so many movies in theater and everything when this came out that I just couldn't imagine that this was all that great. And I just didn't want to waste my time in theaters. So I said, well, I'll put that on the back burner. I'm sure there was other stuff out when it was out too. But yeah, I just didn't really feel, called to go see this in theaters. I wasn't taking Kevin Hart series, Kevin Hart movies very seriously, and I haven't for a while because he's had some really stupid comedies, and they just haven't connected, and they've been flops, and he's tried to unite himself with some really bad actors, comedians and stuff, and the movies just haven't worked. So I know he has to be funny in every single movie he's in. So when I saw this, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna pass. But I watched it last night and I enjoyed it. And I'm really sorry if I would have known it was like this. I would have seen it in theater. I just didn't know from the commercials that were kind of dry and kind of storytelling. They weren't really showing the heart of the movie. They didn't paint a very good picture for this. So I just think I didn't know what this movie was, and so I went into it really fresh and everything, and it's been a while since since this movie's been talked about or in the public eye. So I went into it pretty fresh, and I did enjoy myself. What I enjoyed, I think, most is the part about being a true story. I don't always enjoy true stories, but this one kind of needed it to be a true story. Like it connects you well by giving you some emotion, knowing that two people really went through this situation. And that always helps, I mean, Will Smith's done a movie like that, Pursuit of Happiness, and other people do that, where it's a hardship kind of a movie, and they're always kind of nice because you're able to really connect with how emotional it really can get, and you kind of go through this journey with them. So on the serious side of things, I just really think that this is a great movie for people to be a part of, and I just can't imagine what actors, that are seasoned and have billions of dollars and all this stuff, what they think when they hear that they can be a part of a movie like this. I mean, I just figure their eyes have got to light up a little bit, I mean, they've got to get a little bit excited. Nicole Kidman, I love her. I watch Moulin Rouge all the time. It's my favorite movie. And I haven't seen much from her. I know she's been on TV and stuff, and she's won some awards for her show that she's been incorporated with. But, I mean, goodness gracious, I mean, she plays probably the most important little role of this movie, and she's just phenomenal in it. Just gives a person a chance to really relax and just show themselves beyond the billionaire actors, and just be at ease. I mean, Kevin Hart gets to tell a couple jokes here in the middle to Nicole Kidman's character, and it's just you can just tell that he just thought of the most comfortable, relaxable jokes that he could think of. and you can just tell that it's just so comfortable, you know. So I gotta say I'm a little confused by the main character here, Philip, that he's supposed to be this billionaire person. He's made his living. He got injured, and then the reason why he picks this person to take care of him is because he's such like the most sarcastic person you could ever think of. I mean, like, he's literally a normal everyday person, but he has all this money. So I think that was a really tough role for Pete Hammond to pull off, and I think it's maybe not a role that many people can pull off. So I applaud him for at least trying. I don't think anybody can be perfect in that role, but I think it was probably the weakest point in the movie was some of the stuff he was doing, some of the stuff he was saying. But him and Kevin Hart's characters just bounce off of each other well. It's really heartfelt, and it really makes you think, about what some people are going through. But a little bit towards the end, it kind of makes you think, oh wow, how lucky people need to get to turn their lives around. I mean, it's kind of one of those stories that somebody really lucked out to be able to get into the situation where they could turn their life around, and that doesn't happen very often in real life, and if it does, it's probably on the news or somebody makes a movie about it. But so I can understand some of the small critiques that people would have about this movie, but on the flip side of things, I was laughing out loud at most of this movie. It was cracking me up. It was completely hilarious. Some of the things are just like, how do you think of that? Oh, it's in the situation, so it's part of the experience. It just is so enjoyable. It's funny the whole time. I'm so glad this movie is rated PG-13. They had some opportunities to let things get a little out of hand, with some smoking, with some drug stuff, and people around, and they could have used language lots of different times, and I'm just glad that Kevin Hart practiced that restraint not to go on a cussing rant. So I just think that this is a well-rounded movie that everybody can enjoy. Everybody can experience the journey of these two people. It has a very happy aura about it. It has a lot of different things that are tough to watch because, if you have people in your life that have needed assistance or taken care of, it can get pretty emotional, but it can also get very hilarious. So maybe it's a little too real for some people, but it's just funny for everybody, I think. I think this is, what we want for Kevin Hart. This is what we want for Nicole Kidman, is and people like them, is just to get a chance to be in a nice movie with a nice theme that's really funny and it can still make you cry, and the ending just makes sense and concludes how you want it to, and it's a true story, so you kind of see it coming, but it still makes you feel good, and it's just what you want to watch. I could watch this over and over again and just put it on the background and listen to it because it's so funny. And when I hear the tough parts of the movie, I can feel that. I don't even need to watch. And that's the kind of movie that needs to be made. So I'm going to give the upside an A. I really think it was great, and I do suggest watching it. Don't worry if you don't like Kevin Hart. This isn't the usual Kevin Hart. He gets to play a great character. He gets to be a very serious actor, which we don't get from him at all. And Nicole Kidman is the delight, and our main character does the best he can in his circumstances. So the supporting cast really adds a lot to it, and there's a lot of funny situations. Really try and look up the upside. An A for me. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.